I am for assisted termination of life for a reason. Not one person gave a fucking shit enough to actually help me turn this shit in. Not goddamn one. Got lots of empty words, lots of empty promises, but people just, in the end, don't give a shit. And that's the problem, is that you guys pretend to give a shit on the internet. You talk about how horrible the mental health crisis is, but you don't do a goddamn thing about us being victimized, do you? Tony Kovaleski wanted to talk about how horrible Clearview was with killing people and holding people longer than they were supposed to so they could get the Medicaid. Guess who was there? Me. Me. I'm still victimized over Clearview. All they had to do was press false charges on me and they could do whatever they wanted. Everybody knows this. Everyone in the fucking country knows this. Every goddamn one of you knows this. You can see my predators pulling that shit on this channel all the fucking time. Any fucking excuse will do. You get to hear how judges literally are court dates. You get to hear one of my court dates on there. You also get to see all of the situations leading up to that. How I had repeatedly tried to get help, turning in Scott DaCosta and his fucking deputies for assisting my predators in getting away with these crimes. For fucking not only slandering my name, but fucking charging me with false fucking charges and assisting people who assaulted me and threatened to kill me and my family with getting away with it. If somebody would fucking take a goddamn look. But no, you gotta get fucking drunk, don't you? You gotta promise me that you're gonna fucking help me and then fucking argue for fucking months and months and months. Jesus fucking Christ, if you didn't have time, you got time to argue. You got plenty of fucking time to argue. Meanwhile, I'm out here being abused. Because I can't fucking take care of myself. And you pretend that that is my fault. Like I chose to be taken advantage of. Like I chose to be fucking assaulted. Like I chose to be fucking lied about. Like I choose for people to just assume the wrong shit and run with it. Here's the problem, people. It's not just fucking words, you fucking idiots. I can handle it if it was just words. Y'all know the 3 lies. The 3 lies that a woman can tell and deny a man any rights from the rest of his fucking goddamn life. To destroy every part of his fucking life. I didn't stalk anybody, I was the one fucking stalked. And when people fucking abused me, I couldn't go to the cops about the people who abused me for going to them about the fucking cops. Like, of course, Mandy Hughes was supposed to help me to turn that shit in, but no, she never did. As far as the stuff that she was involved in, yeah, you can't fucking help me if you're not willing to admit it. There's lots of people who tried to help me, or at least claimed that they were trying to fucking help me. Not a goddamn one of them ever went in with me to turn this shit in. Other than Miss Peaches, nobody ever even tried. And she only tried once, after playing on her fucking video games all day. Then I'm not allowed to have any fun. I'm not allowed to have any enjoyable portion of my life, am I? Or you're gonna fucking shit on my parade, ain't you? You can't stand to see a homeless person happy. Anything that you can do to fucking destroy their chances. Not one of these goddamn people actually listened to the words that were coming out of my fucking mouth. No, actually they did, didn't they? They took advantage of my disabilities, 100% completely and entirely, and denied me the right to speak up on my own behalf or show evidence or face my accusers because of it. They won't assign somebody to me about abuse, but they'll assign somebody to take my fucking money and manage it for me. Meanwhile, they don't give a fuck what happens to me. They don't give a fuck about the abuse I'm going through. I can't keep wasting my fucking resources on fucking waiting on people to keep their fucking word when they're never fucking going to. You owe it to me to put a bullet in my head. You owe me assisted termination of life. You owe it to me. You're not going to help me. You're going to, I'm sorry me to fucking death. Everything else is always more important, isn't it? You can see even the men who I help, they don't give a fuck. I don't have the ability to take care of myself because of this fucking abuse, but it's fine because nobody actually gives a shit. Meanwhile, I gotta run around and try to fucking come up with resources to fucking survive on. How am I supposed to jump through all these fucking hoops while doing that? Not gonna goddamn one of you ever turned in one of these fucking crimes on here, did you? No, my predators are always trying to get this shit shut down. You know why? Because I tell on them. Because I fucking tell on them. A man is not allowed to tell on his fucking predators. He's not allowed to have a mental fucking breakdown over abuse either. Without someone else there, it's not going to be taken fucking seriously. I am in a constant state of fucking panic. I am lucky that I am able to fucking speak well enough to make a goddamn video most of the time. But I am expected to act perfect all the fucking time. To take every manner of fucking abuse. Even if I record it, nobody's gonna fucking look at it. None of you fucking give a shit. When people told me that if I was there in person, they'd teach me how to do it, and I got there in person and they didn't teach me how to do it because they were busy chasing tail and getting fucking drunk, yes, they fucking completely took advantage of me. People like Stephanie Mejia. Shannon Alvarado for almost a year. Fucking argument after argument where she's fucking making every excuse not to come forward about the shit with fucking Sarah Johnson Miles. Like, that's the most fucked up shit. Sarah Johnson Miles pretended to be an autism advocate and all she did was stalk me for the Bollingers and slander me in Facebook groups. I literally had to do desperate things, including threatening to kill the President of the United States to get someone to fucking take a look at that. And still, it wasn't fucking good enough because my friends wanted to pretend that it would just blow away. They wanted to ignore the fact that it wasn't just Natalie Bollinger's death. It was repeated assaults and threats and harassment against my life by law enforcement, you motherfuckers. And you tell me I'm supposed to fucking go to law enforcement when every one of these goddamn officers lies to me. I keep looking up the laws after these goddamn videos, and I gotta tell you, I'm sick of the fucking cops lying to me. Oh, well, things are different here. No, they're fucking not. The cops abuse the fuck out of homeless people and then tell homeless people that we got to get a civil lawyer. They don't even fucking bother with the investigative process. They already know they're going to fucking get away with it because you can't afford a civil lawyer. And all you who want to pretend that civil lawyers are going to fucking pick up every goddamn case, there aren't that many civil lawyers out there, or we wouldn't have to fucking hire a lawyer. Besides that, every fucking lawyer in America knows there's bias against the fucking homeless. Every goddamn one. The lawyers themselves hold these bias. Public pretenders refused to do their jobs, and it didn't matter that I tried to do something about it, because then my public pretenders retaliated. When I said that it was a conflict of interest for those fucking people to be my goddamn lawyers, I wasn't heard. Then later on, they wanted to say it was a conflict of interest. I was forced to sign papers under duress on multiple occasions because no one was there. Because I was given empty promises, but since there was nobody there in my fucking corner, it's their word versus mine. Because there was nobody there in my corner when I met with the lawyers. There was nobody there in my corner when I went to court. There was nobody there. There's people who claim that they were there, or claim that they went, but they didn't speak up publicly and they didn't help me to fucking turn that shit in. When you're homeless, you're a fucking shoo-in. And that is not fucking okay. Nobody should be forced to break the law to turn in their predators. Nobody. Nobody should be fucking forced to jump through hoops into financial fucking ruin because they are being fucking abused. You get to see how many resources here that I've been cut off from because of just Molly. You get to see how, although I was the one that was victimized in this situation, Molly's the one who got what she fucking wanted. You pieces of shit. I turn 42 tomorrow. That's the age people keep on trying to pretend that I am. They can't even get my fucking age right. But it doesn't matter if they get that right, does it? Meanwhile, because I don't have these people's personal information, I can't fucking turn them in or get a fucking protection order against them. But the cops will literally force me to break the law and assist my fucking predators in getting a protection order against me and preventing me from going. Like Jesus Christ, why couldn't they just have me fill out my paperwork, turn it in, and then we can have a fucking court date where I get to face my goddamn accusers? Oh yeah, because I'm fucking homeless, and you guys will continue to look the other way. Even the fucking homeless will just fucking lie to me. You can't help me if you're just going to talk about yourself. Lewis went to work yesterday, so I got to talk to Cheryl a little bit, where it was just me and Cheryl. Her and Lewis been saying they want to help me, but Here's the thing, instead of talking over me repeatedly and saying, I don't know how to help, how about you shut up and listen? But people can't do that. And I'm not allowed to fucking speak up and say something because then I'm being rude. No, it's not being fucking rude. It's being honest. Talking about yourself non-fucking stop isn't help. I haven't gone to a single person just to fucking spill the beans. Not one person did I ever go to with the intention of just bitching about my problems. I'm trying to tell you what I am going through in the attempt to get fucking help. Please, look, please fucking speak up, but nobody will. And I can't even record it now. Tomorrow's my birthday. You know what I want for my birthday? I want for my life to be over. I'd like to die of a fucking heart attack tonight. Possibly an aneurysm. I don't fucking care. See, this whole situation with Natalie got off easy. I begged for somebody to shoot me in the head for over a year before Natalie died. That's how badly they hurt me by depriving me of my only happiness. Between the homeless in Boulder and living in low income in Chapel, Nebraska, I'd rather live homeless in Boulder. At least those people were good to me in person. But when I wasn't there in person, they didn't fucking care, and you can see that. How if I'm not fucking happy all the time while I'm being fucking abused and I literally cannot take care of myself and my abusers are taking fucking advantage of this and my friends are taking advantage of my fucking disability money. They're promising to help knowing I can't help myself, and instead of fucking speaking up, I just end up with no money. Dallas Richmond, you know, he quit his job and he would have been homeless if it wasn't for me. He told me on more than one occasion that he would have fucking blown his head off if it wasn't for me. Here's the thing, he almost pushed me to blow my head off on multiple occasions. He didn't speak up. I'm in a Safeway parking lot here in Tillamook. I don't have any gas. I got no gas. Blew a sign earlier, I didn't fucking make shit. All I did was tell the fucking truth. God damn it. All I did was try to get help stopping abuse. God damn it. I tried nicely. Nobody fucking cared. And then when I fucking scream for help, I am fucking abused. I go to the fucking cops and they all blow me off. And they do blow me off. Nothing is ever done about my predators. I'm told to call 911. What happens when I call 911? I'm fucking blown off. Fucking flies. Meanwhile, I can't even fucking get to the evidence to fucking do anything with it. I can't fucking stop somewhere long enough to fucking do that. It's always move along, move along. You can't be in this parking lot. You can't be in this parking lot. Let me tell you about my birthdays. not counting the ones in the system when I was a kid. I'll tell you about October 18th of 2017. No, sorry, October 18th of 2015. I'd fucked up my back the day before moving an 800-pound gun lathe. I was buying a vehicle from Brandon Ratner and Veronica Randall. It was a Chevy S10. I'd already paid $200 towards it. I ended up having to spend all that money, or give him all that money for helping me move my stuff, which he did on more than one occasion. And yes, I paid him every time. I told about all the good things that these people did for me, and many of them, when they were angry with me, wanted to throw those things in my face as if I'd forgotten them. No, I spoke about those things. So October 18th, 2015, I ended up without a shop to work in. And that resulted in me spending a lot of months paying the bills to keep my stuff in storage. While I had a fucked up back and couldn't take care of myself, it resulted in me losing my job. It resulted in me being threatened, harassed, and intimidated by just about everybody. It resulted in my stuff getting stolen repeatedly. It resulted in me not being able to walk a block without having to stop and rest for 45 minutes to an hour. Then Natalie came and rescued me, thank goodness. And right after that, I gotta tell you, if Jamie would have gotten a hold of me just a few days earlier, I'd have been dead if it hadn't been for Natalie. If she'd have gotten a hold of me a few days earlier, then she'd have caught me before I was going to commit suicide. But yeah, Natalie Bollinger rescuing me from killing myself over the abuse by the Boulder Police Department and the homeless. Yeah, when my back got injured, it was mostly homeless people that took advantage of me because I couldn't go to any of these people's houses anymore. I couldn't even make it to the bus station. Even if I could, I didn't have the money to get on the bus. And my teeth were horrible rotten. I finally got them yanked out, thank goodness. I have no teeth in my head. So then, October 18th, 2016, that's the last time I saw Natalie Bollinger. See, she was suicidal too. She took a lot of abuse similar to what I did growing up. Her parents couldn't have her because they wouldn't stop doing bad shit. Same with mine. So October 18th, 2016 is, we went to Elliot's Coffee Grounds because that's where Alicia Bollinger wanted to go. So we went where they wanted to go for my birthday instead of, I didn't even want to go anywhere in a car. I was so sick of sitting in my car. But after that, all my money was gone. I was severely injured. I fucking definitely couldn't take care of myself. I was fucking stranded there. The only two people that I knew in the area was Natalie and Alicia. I tried to let them know what a dire situation it was. I was also afraid because, see, Natalie was still suicidal. And she was trying to find one-on-one time to speak with me about it and about her family. That didn't get to happen, did it? Assisted suicide needs to be legal. I don't get to show any of the stuff that I've been through. I'm not allowed. I've been prevented from showing evidence or turning in my fucking predators under the auspices of mental illness. If I'm so mentally ill that I can't turn in my crimes without being fucking abused or blown off, then am I not too mentally ill for you to fucking sentence? Especially when that sentencing is based on the fact that I was denied the right to turn in evidence or face my accusers. All the people who have taken a look at the court paperwork have realized what a complete and total fuck job it is in every one of these situations, but getting them to speak up or do anything about it. Oh, Sean, that's illegal. You should do this. You should do that. Are you going to do it with me? No, because, yeah, they're not going to listen to me. Not unless somebody else is there. Not unless somebody else makes the phone calls with me or goes in person. The state should have picked this up a long time ago. Instead, I was threatened, harassed, and intimidated at DHS. There's nobody to go in with me. I got no gas. I got no money. I got no income. All of these places just want to focus on housing. No, I need a fucking room. I need a fucking room to sit down with my goddamn computer and work in. That's what I fucking need. That is what I need. That is what I need. If I can't make calls, can't work on my computer, can't do none of that, I can't show shit. I have to have a place to fucking do it. I can do some of that at Starbucks. I can do some of it at the library. But there's a lot to go through. And I have to stop based on who's open and who's got money. Based on whether or not somebody's going to go in with me. Based on whether or not they keep their word. I'm expected to understand that life happens, but these people need to speak up in fucking court. If the things that they told me are true, then they need to fucking speak up. Because I am being abused over those things. You can look back on my channel and you can see that there are literally hundreds of videos with witnesses that I told you exist, saying the things that I told you happened. That's what I'm able to do. I'm able to post it on the internet. That's it. All of my money gets eaten up. Because when crimes are committed against me, I can't turn them in. How am I supposed to turn a crime in to Scott DaCosta when Scott DaCosta has known I'm trying to turn him and his deputies in since 2018? And him and his deputies committed multiple felonies to prevent me from fucking turning them in since then. And that is what forced me into this fucking state. It wasn't just Scott DaCosta, it was his deputy, his co-workers, like Polly Olson. And Leslie Snell. And these people worked together to make sure that none of the things that I was trying to show were even mentioned. They try to pretend that none of this stuff is related, but then all this stuff I'm not allowed to defend myself against. They get to slander my name and pretend like I'm a horrible monster. This is not okay. And meanwhile, nobody cares. Nobody cares. If a woman was going through this, you'd do something about it. You would call the police and have her get help. But if it's a man, you call the police and have him fucking arrested. The police repeatedly try to pretend that the abuse against me is a mental health issue. And then the mental health community repeatedly tells me that it's a police issue. And then the police tell me it's a mental health issue, and the mental health people tell me it's a police issue. Knock your shit off. There is years of this fucking bullshit on my goddamn YouTube channel. I need someone there with me. They're supposed to provide someone to help me with these things. When I am abused, they are supposed to pursue my abuser. And yet they will not. I am still out here having to ask meth addicts and alcoholics for help. I'm still out here being fucking abused because I cannot defend myself, because I cannot protect myself, because I cannot take care of myself. And then they want me to jump through a bunch of hoops to prove it. I can't jump through the hoops. I'm not fucking capable. That's the problem. I've been trying. But when I have to try alone, it doesn't matter. It is wasted money. And everywhere I go, they fucking ignore the crimes against me or fucking brush them off like it's no big thing. It's a very big thing. And then all these folks who have somebody tell me, oh, well, I know what it's like to be alone. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. Ask Kim Jepsen what it's like to be without somebody for longer than 2 weeks. She hasn't gone, since she started dating, she has not gone 2 weeks without having somebody she was dating or now married to. And she's been married for a very long time. Does she understand what being alone is? No, she doesn't. If she's being abused, she can go to her husband and he will fucking help her. I get that you guys get to hear all these folks that are promising to help me, saying they're going to help me, but you know what? Are you paying any attention to whether or not they're following through? I mean, hell, I told the police what was going on the fucking night that Molly was pulling that shit. I've tried to get someone to go in with me. When it fucking happens, I need to be able to turn it in. Because I am different, I get fucking blown off and ignored because I am homeless, because I am a male. And you get to see, of course, these biases are very real. And they're blatantly obvious, but yet, here I am. I still have to try to post more on the internet. I'm trying to find a place to do it. I have to find a place to do it. Meanwhile, I would have a place to do it if it wasn't for fucking people taking advantage of me. Meanwhile, all they care about doing is taking control of what? My finances. They're not going to do a goddamn thing about the fucking abuse. All my finances that have been fucking stolen from me in the last 6 goddamn years, it's all because I didn't have someone actually fucking helping. When I was getting ripped off by Ken and Leah, I was told that, yeah, I gotta get fucking paperwork so I can get a lawyer. With Natalie Bollinger, I was told I needed to get paperwork so I could get a lawyer. No matter what, everybody's sending me in 400 different fucking expensive directions. They all take time and they all take money. I can't take care of myself with no money. I can't defend myself with no money. I can't give food with no money. I can't hire a lawyer with no money. I can't pay my car insurance with no money. And these assholes didn't have to have any evidence. All they had to do was press false charges on me and use the term mentally ill to get away with it. People thought it was more wrong that I spoke up than it was for people to assault me. Oh, there's another person from Colorado. They're all over up here. The fact that these pieces of shit have gotten so many people fucking killed, and you guys don't give a fuck. Meanwhile, I don't have the ability to fucking show you guys. I fucking run around trying to find fucking the power outlet. I fucking can't do shit. All I can do is fucking talk about it. At least make sure that it's fucking documented. Oh, that's the cops. Maybe they're looking for somebody stupid. Now here's the thing, it's my birthday tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow. And all I want is for my life to be over. All I want is for it to end. Because nobody is going to help me fucking turn these crimes in. And I've been saying since well before Natalie was killed, fucking help me or kill me. That's the thing, is that nobody's helping me. Nobody's actually helping me. You guys give me a fucking soda pop and a bunch of fucking lies and a bunch of bullshit about how you care, how you're gonna help me. And then you literally won't shut up long enough to find out what the fuck is going on. And when I explain to you how you can help me, is you fucking talk over me, tell me fucking 400 goddamn stories, and then say, I don't know how I can help. Well, you can start by shutting the fuck up about you. You're not helping anybody by doing that shit. There's Tillamook Fire Station. Yay! What a waste of fucking space. There's a police officer's vehicle there. That's a fucking waste of money. Why the fuck are we paying cops? What the fuck good are they doing? Victimizing fucking people out here on the streets who are fucking victimized into being homeless. And then we have to deal with being fucking victimized because we're homeless. And we get blown off because we're homeless. I smell somebody's pot. This church right here. This church right here is where one of my predators has pulled his bullshit more than once. At least 3 of those situations with Robert Farnick or something or other. They happen here, right at this church. And the people inside the church, I talked to them. I talked to Eileen. She is apparently a mandated reporter. And she said that she has to ask Dean. Well, Dean is apparently the name of the pastor. It's not the dean of the church. It's the actual guy's name. She has to ask Dean. So none of these people know what the fuck they're supposed to do. Someone type, oh, Shariah Windsor type, probably mine, LOL, smoke them if you got them, happy birthday, fuck birthdays. You know what my birthday was like, 2015? It sucked. I hurt my back and ended up with nothing. Didn't matter how hard I fucking worked. My birthday in 2016 is the last time I got to talk to Natalie, or got to see Natalie Bollinger. Wasn't the last time I talked to her. But it was the last time I saw her. The last time I talked to her was the day I left Virginia. That was the day after I got my fucking vehicle all fucked up. That was great. I had just gotten my vehicle out of the impound and was trying to turn in the officers who fucking broke it when Natalie called me up. Now here's the thing, my birthday in 2017. Well, that was a pretty shitty fucking birthday too. I don't exactly have good birthdays, and I didn't have any good people to hang out with on my birthday. It was just me. So let's go to 2018. I spent my birthday in jail after being lied to by my public pretender on multiple occasions, and because, of course, confidentiality, there's no recordings of it. I tried turning her in and the other ones because they didn't fucking care, because nobody went in with me. Nobody fucking went in to speak to them with me. Nobody did jack shit. Nobody fucking cared. And then, of course, there was a lady who was claiming that she was sending me money to try to help me so I could actually call those people. What was her name? Her name was, of course... God, now I can't remember her name. I remember her daughter's name, Alyssa Rainwater. Mandy Hughes. That's right, Mandy Hughes. Now, Mandy Hughes claimed to have put money on my books, and it just never got there. It wasn't until Her daughter, Alyssa Rainwater, put money on my books that I was able to call anybody, and by then it was already too late. That's the thing, is that it takes time for you to do these things, and when they go out of their way to make it so that you don't have time to turn them in, then they get away with it. These cops did everything that they could to help my predators get away with it. And who do I have to ask for help? Out of all the people that said that they would help me to turn this in, how many have actually done so? I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Bonjour. I ain't dead yet.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. See my dog wiggling.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to exist anymore.
Oh, don't say that.
Absolutely say that.
Two people. It's not. You don't want to exist. You want to live. Be happy.
This ain't happy.
Happy. Make it.
Taking abuse everywhere I go ain't happy. Being alone everywhere I go ain't happy. Being afraid to turn in my predators when I'm abused ain't happy. Being prone to abuse and being alone out here, that ain't happy.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's my birthday, and it's...
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's your special day.
Yeah, it really ain't that special.
We're precious and chosen of God. We're made in His image. Come on.
Yeah, my name means light of God, gift from God, black. I know I'm good on that. We got another one of my predators on here, calling himself Bill Jensen, and it's time to get rid of him. At least this time he's typing happy pretty shit, but the thing is, I need help turning this stuff in. You know, the longer it takes for people to help me turn it in, the more crimes are committed against me, and the more I have to try to do something to stop it. I can't just keep on taking it.
Right. You want a V8?
No, I'm good.
Where's the top? Not good.
I think I got enough for a Mountain Dew. I got a dollar. I just got to walk down to the Fred Meyer because my car is out of gas. It's over at Safeway.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Here's some cans. Go to Center turn the cans in there.
Right. I got some cans in my car too. That's the thing. I need to get... I can't do this anymore. I've been trying to do this alone for 6 years. I just need it to stop. I never get to stop anywhere long enough to get anything established. I'm always threatened, harassed, or intimidated by people. I gotta go.
I don't know what to say because we get it too. We got from 4 people right in a couple days. And guess what? Then the gal came and gave us water. It's like an apology. We have to go. And the other people have to.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't let anybody let you feel any less of a person. Don't let them control you. Right? They don't have power over you.
Yeah, that's easy to say until they slam you on the ground and try breaking your wrist.
Yeah.
Yes, the United States government has no power or control over you, and neither do the police. So you just don't listen. Yeah. Depending on your social status, you may be eligible for human rights and you may not. Your skin color does not determine whether or not you're poor. And you get to see if the cops fuck up and they do that to a black person who's not poor or not homeless, well, people throw a fucking tantrum. When folks are victimized into homelessness and then victimized for being homeless, you guys egg it on. You love it. You eat it up. Shariah Windsor type. I wish you could find a good woman to love. That's my birthday wish for you. I don't want a woman to love. Are you fucking kidding me? That is a fucking bunch of headache. I don't want to date a woman any more than I want to date a man. I'm not interested. I just want a place where I can be me, where I can make things that'll make the world a better place. You know, that's all I ever wanted. From when I was a little kid up until now, it was a spot of my own, where I would have rights instead of having to be somebody else's fucking subservient little bitch. Where when I need help, I can actually do something to help myself instead of having to rely on other people who want to fucking give me bullshit and excuses and look the other way. What I need is help stopping the abuse, and it's not going to happen because I have a dick. It's okay to do these things to men because, of course, everybody in America wants to pretend these things don't happen to men. Well, I got disconnected there, didn't I? Yup. Alright, so we got some creeper calling himself Rylan Taylor. Fucking what a fucking idiot. Hide user on this channel. Pretty easy to get rid of that shit. But it's harassment. Shariah Windsor typed, I'm not, you're not what? I'm sure you can see them typing that shit, and I'm sure you can see me. Alright, obviously I'm having issues now. I'm trying to take a screenshot. It's difficult to do while holding this and my battery. That's the thing, I can't take care of myself. It takes money to jump through these hoops that all turn me down. All of them. None of them look at the evidence. They all want to argue and tell me it's not their job. Well, the police and all these other agencies need to stop and figure out what the fuck these other agencies are supposed to do, instead of repeatedly sending us to these places. Assisted termination of life should be legal. Asswipes like that Bill Jensen feller and all of his little fucking cunt rags. And you know what? I gotta deal with shit like that in real life. Real fucking life. But it's fine, isn't it? It's fine that I have to deal with consequences for the actions of others. It's fine because you just blame me and pretend like I'm a fucking stalker or a rapist or a fucking chimo. Yeah, that Bill Jensen and his buddies keep on making fucking shit all over fucking YouTube. All sorts of fun shit. Meanwhile, I was never allowed to fucking face any of my fucking accusers, and nobody accused me of fucking molesting them. Nobody accused me of raping them. So my question is, where do you fucking cunt rags get off pulling that shit? People want to accuse me of doing that. But then again, nobody that I've ever done such a thing to has ever come forward. You would think that after 6 years of this fucking hell, and people making those fucking claims, that at least one actual victim would come forward. You'd think that, of course, we all know that doing these things to a child molester is illegal, don't we? It's considered a hate crime to do these things to a child molester. Did you know that? It's also considered a hate crime to do the things that have been done to me to a rapist. But then again, I'm not a sexual predator. So, I get the abuse as if I were a sexual predator. But meanwhile, there is literally 0 fucking victims of sexual predation. That's not true. My little brother's daughter is a victim, but not from me. That would be from her daddy. And then, of course, there's Rachel Klang, but she's not my victim. She's Rebecca Klang's victim, and Rebecca Klang is her sister. Shariah Windsor type, and seeing the sun and flowers and kitty cats and music. Fuck all of that. None of that fucking matters when you're constantly having to look over your fucking shoulder, when you don't have enough money to fucking live on, when you don't have enough money to fucking eat, when you have to deal with fucking people threatening you and harassing you everywhere that you fucking go, and then you're told, oh, just stay away from them. Just stay away from them. You're not going to do anything about my predators. You're going to tell me to just stay away from them. Well, you know what? That means moving. That means I have to move. I don't have the ability to keep moving. This costs money. This all costs money. None of that stops the abuse. None of that gets me to a safe place. None of that gets a goddamn one of you speaking up about the abuse that I'm going through. I'm tired of people from Australia getting on here and saying, well, what can I do to help? Well, bitch, you can get on and you can fucking speak up. You got YouTube, you got Facebook, you can fucking share. You got a telephone, you can make fucking phone calls. You got a computer right there in your fucking house. Jesus Christ, you can do a lot of shit I can't do because of that. Oh, there's a cop vehicle. And there's a cop vehicle. Yay. By the way, you guys paid for those. And the ass wipes who didn't do a goddamn thing about the abuse that I'm enduring in this town. Well, that's the thing. They drive those vehicles and they're paid by your fucking tax dollars. So are you guys really paying police to not do their jobs? That's exactly what you're doing. Shariah Windsor typed, I know I've been there too for 7 years. You've been through 7 years of taking abuse? You've been through 7 years of people threatening to kill you? You've been through 7 years of police assaults, 7 years of being falsely accused, locked up, and of course they have to let you go because there's no goddamn evidence. But you've been through 7 years of that. You've been through 7 years of being treated like a chimo because you fucking protect people from chimos. Shariah Windsor typed, you're very intelligent, Sean. I think you're a genius. Well, I am, actually. 7 years homeless comes with all that. Do what? I don't know what he said. Anyway, it's a lot different. You know, I exposed Ted Bollinger and Tim Beeson. After over a year of being abused over shit that literally never happened, I felt it was time for the actual predators to fucking take the punishment for such a thing. Ted Bollinger raped Natalie Bollinger, so Ted Bollinger can face the fucking music. Tim Beeson raped Natalie Bollinger, so Tim Beeson can face the fucking music. When I said I would retaliate, I absolutely fucking did. Now my question is, if these things are illegal for me to say, why is it not illegal for other people to say those things to me? I am for assisted termination of life for a reason, and that reasons in specific are my life and the life of Natalie Bollinger. Alicia Bollinger could have stopped this at any point in time, and her jealousy issues were never my fault. But I am the one punished over them. Anything that Natalie had, Alicia wanted. And of course, Natalie loved her sister enough to give her everything. Nobody cared to find out if what Natalie said was true. They didn't bother to find out the things that she was telling me were different from what she was telling these other folks. Just like Jamie Curtis and her bullshit. Players play, it's how they work. Now, in real life, Natalie Bollinger was a wonderful person to me. I didn't walk into her life repeatedly. She walked into mine. Any of you who are not down with either spreading the evidence for the world to see or putting a bullet in my head, those are it. Don't tell me about putting a bullet in my head. Just do it. If you're gonna do it, stop threatening me and just do it. Instead of threatening my family, why don't you just put one in my head and put it over? Huh? That's the thing. None of you son of a bitches give a holy fuck about me because you're just gonna get on here and type me pretty words about yourselves. You're not gonna do a goddamn thing to help turn in the fucking crimes committed against me. You're gonna tell me you're fucking sorry is what you're gonna do. Shariah Windsor typed, "You're not crazy, you're eccentric." No, I'm not eccentric either. I'm in a constant state of panic. I am overwhelmed. She types, "You're not crazy, you're eccentric. Poe is one that comes to mind, but he also drank his sorrows away." Yeah, that's because Poe is a pussy. Edgar Allan Poe was a whiny fucking pussy. If Edgar Allan Poe were alive today, he'd be in a fucking AA meeting, fucking whining about the fact that he beat his wife again. I don't drink my sorrows away. I don't need to. I do something to try to stop this shit. I actually speak up. And you know what? The only thing that is going to get any of you to give a fuck is if I'm dead. The only thing that's going to get people to look back through this and do something about the real goddamn predators is if I'm dead. Not a goddamn one of you is going to fucking actually make these calls with me in real life. Not a goddamn one of you is going to make time for that. You're going to talk about it. Shariah Windsor type, "Yeah, I guess you're right. I am." You know, I see beautiful things every day. Right now, I'm looking at an owl that just flew across the sky and over behind a house. Oh, it's on top of a telephone pole over there. That's a beautiful thing. We'll show it to you. That telephone pole, oh, that's not working. Hold on a second. I gotta wait for the words to go away. Oh, come on. The thing on the right is a bird. All right. Fuck it. The thing is, I can't afford this. All right, without somebody to advocate for me, they're just going to keep sending me around in circles like they've been doing. And none of these alcoholics are even going to try to understand that. What they're going to do is take advantage of me. They're going to pretend like they're going to help till I'm out of resources, and then they disappear. There's a lot of people, web sleuths and the like, that wanted to play fucked up head games with me, especially right after Natalie died, plus all these people trying to pretend that all of my posts, especially important ones that were full of evidence, were spam. And that ain't right either. No. Here's the thing, is that right from the start, I had to deal with police brutality. And I got lucky because that brutality was just against my vehicle. Is there any way I can talk you out of a tobacco? Thank you, Fred. Yeah. That's way more better than a snipe. I'm not sure if I had a real cigarette yesterday. I probably did, but this will be my first one of the day. If somebody told me, hey Sean, if you quit smoking cigarettes, I will spend 8 hours a day with you trying to turn in these child molesters, pedophiles, and the people who help them get away. Yes, I could absolutely quit, but I am absolutely certain that it would take you a full 8 hours to prove to me that I need to quit. Shirai Windsor type 2 cool, he's huge. Yeah, he is, isn't he? The barn owls in Nebraska are massive. They're big, big. Biggest owl I've ever seen was out at Chris Stegeman's grandparents' place. They hadn't lived out there since like the late 60s, so it was all torn down, or all run down anyway. But in the barn, there was a barn owl, and I thought they were small. Well, they might be small, but with their wings out, they're very, very, very big. With all these people, I told them all the same thing. Hey, there's a time limit on this. I need your help as soon as possible. For these people to take months and months and months is fucking insane. When you know that somebody isn't going to turn it in by themselves because they won't be allowed, and you promise that you go in with them so that they can. You actually need to go in with them so that they can. Shirai Windsor, if I sent you evidence, would you speak up and show it? Now, of course, y'all know my birthday wish is for my life to be over. That's not the same as attempting suicide. And of course, this is a very hot political debate, isn't it? Not really. Claim we're not mentally competent enough to be able to decide whether or not we want our lives to end. We're not mentally competent enough for a lot of stuff when you say mentally ill. Just because somebody is depressed doesn't mean they're mentally incompetent. Just because somebody is autistic doesn't mean that they're mentally incompetent. And just because somebody is abused to the point that they're having a fucking severe, well, panic attack or worse, that doesn't make it okay. Your lights! Your lights! His headlights are off. Both of them. Shirai Windsor typed, I need to quit too. You know, the pathetic thing is, this is the only place I can go where people even pretend to give a shit. People in real life, they always got to change the subject and talk about them. That's everybody's favorite topic. Everybody loves talking about themselves. Ah, you love owls? You want to hear a good story? I got a picture, well, several pictures of a great horned owl. That trip to Virginia where I was going to see Natalie, part of the way there, Jamie Curtis got a hold of me, not the famous actress, just somebody with the same name. She got a hold of me and said she needed a hero, so I went up there and I rescued her from James. Well, I was up there the first night in her new apartment while she was over at James's. I was the first resident in her new apartment. I stayed there overnight by myself. I went outside to have a cigarette, and I heard a thump and saw something land literally right next to me. I mean, it wasn't 2 foot from me. And so I pulled out my flip phone. That's what I had at the time, the one I took to Virginia. And I made sure, well, I didn't pull out my flip phone. The first thing I did was try to flag down an officer. I was about to call it in. I wasn't sure what number to call in, but I saw an officer and I flagged him over. He was a redheaded feller from Boston who was a police officer there in Rapid City, South Dakota. That's right. I turned around halfway to Virginia on the rescue trip for Natalie. Turned around halfway there to go help out Jamie and get her and her son moved out of there. And then I turned back around and started back for Virginia. It's a long fucking trip. Shirai Windsor type bats are cool too. There's bats on my channel, a whole bunch of them. It was just a little bit before the sun goes down. It was a little bit lighter out than this, and there was a bunch of them flying over one of the, I think it's the school over there. However, ain't none of this on topic. Bats are not on topic. Owls are not on topic. You quitting is not on topic, although it's all on topic with exactly what's going on in the video now, isn't it? Yep. And that's visual. You guys get to see visually while I'm talking the owl, the cigarette, and of course, bats aren't exactly in this video, but the owls thing brought to you, of course, in your memory, bats, which is cool. Shirai Windsor also typed awesome and cigarettes are on topic. They absolutely are. Why, are you saying you're going to spend 8 hours a day trying to help me turn in pedophiles, rapists, and bad cops? It is real work. Shirai Windsor typed, I like this video, you have a lot to say. I always have a lot to say. There's over 4,000 videos on my channel because I never shut up. If somebody threatens one of my friends, I fucking keep speaking up. I was accused of being schizophrenic because cops wanted to pretend that my evidence didn't exist. The thing is, a cop cannot diagnose schizophrenia, which is wonderful, because the cops that I was trying to turn in tried to have me diagnosed with schizophrenia. Well, that shows right there that they're trying to hide or cover something up. They obviously knew I was trying to turn them in. This is one of their favorite tricks. If you got evidence against them, they just call you schizophrenic, delusional. That's the point of starting off with calling someone mentally ill. You're trying to make the insinuation. If you make the insinuations, people are not likely to listen to that person and actually help them turn it in. So, Shirai Windsor, are you going to help me turn it in? There's people who said that they would, and they never did. I don't have a place to go through the evidence. I don't have the money to feed myself. I don't have gas in my vehicle. I'm stuck. I'm screwed. Shariah Windsor typed, I know, I was diagnosed at 13. Diagnosed with what, if I might ask? You don't have to answer. I was diagnosed with ADHD and Tourette syndrome and PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. At one point in time, they tried diagnosing me with bipolar disorder, but of course you get to hear the lady who actually got to speak with me in a situation where I wasn't being abused. I was being abused in the jails. I was abused in the prisons. I was also abused in the public pretender's offices. Not all abuse is sexual. Not all abuse is physical. But most of the abuse that I endured at these people's hands was psychological and physical. Shariah Windsor typed schizophrenia, bipolar, and multiple personalities, plus magical thinking, if you can believe that. Magical thinking, so you think you're a unicorn? That does make it difficult, because even if you take a look at it, well, unless you don't tell them you're schizophrenic until after they look at it, but you can share the information even if you're schizophrenic. Also, I'm aware that here in the United States, 40% of those diagnosed as schizophrenic are not. I also happen to know that most people who are improperly diagnosed are homeless, and most of them are trying to turn in cops. Shariah Windsor typed, no, I'm a phoenix, LOL, right? See, that's the thing, is that what I need is for help. Help turning in my predators, or help getting rid of their target. And I am their target. Please don't take it seriously, because I always have to go in alone. I am 100% for the assisted termination of life. 100%. I feel that the only thing Natalie Bollinger did wrong as far as actually having her life ended, other than not telling the truth before doing so, was that she didn't have a suicide booth, that she'd go sit in, press a button, and have it all be over. Well, they probably heard there's a hobo somewhere. Or is that the ambulance? I got a friend whose middle name is Phoenix, so that's what he goes by. He's not a real Phoenix, and he doesn't pretend to be a real Phoenix. Shariah Windsor typed, be safe. I'm not safe ever. It isn't safe out here, and that's the point. It's especially not safe for at-risk adults. And nobody ever speaks up. A lot of people, they tell me about how they actually were able to get help. And in all those situations, or nearly all of them, that person didn't have to go in alone. It wasn't just them. They had somebody with them. It wouldn't have gotten this out of hand if I'd have had somebody with me. Shariah Windsor typed, I know, I just hope you can be safe one day. Oh, that way I can get an even number? October 18th, 1980 to October 18th, 2022? That'd be cool, right? Shariah Windsor typed, what can I possibly do, Sean? Well, you can send me an email at doggedroman@gmail.com. You can speak out about what I'm going through. You typed, LOL, you're funny. It's not funny. It's just a rounded number. But yeah, you can share the evidence. You can share the email between me and Natalie, the one that I exposed Ted Bollinger with. You're damn right I cursed. I started off asking nicely, and people didn't understand how serious the situation it is, just like here. People don't understand how serious the situation is, and they blow me off. And then I have to do desperate things, and then they go, oh, well, you should have tried to turn it in. I fucking did. I talked calmly and collectively and got talked over. My little sister, instead of helping me, she ripped me off for a bunch of money. And of course, I had to go into court alone, and I couldn't even make it to court because I had to go see Mandy Singer. Repeatedly, Scott DaCosta, because I have to, in order to take these people to court, one of the important things, and the one saving grace I have, is that I stated my intentions. And I was arrested by literally the people I was trying to turn in. I stated that I was trying to turn these people in before they ever went out of their way to do the paperwork to try to have me. Of course, this is what all predators do, isn't it? Play victim. I have to spend 2 weeks trying to find somebody to hopefully fucking help me turn it in. In that time, they get to turn it in and pretend like I'm threatening their lives. They get to call me mentally ill, and magically, nothing that I have to say even matters. Shariah Windsor type people don't care because they're self-absorbed. Money is the root of all evil. My brother stole my inheritance, put me on the street. Well, Shariah Windsor, you got just as much reason as anybody to share my story then. I speak for us. I speak about what we have to go through, what we have to fight through. But I get people here in the peanut gallery. They come here to either harass, threaten, and intimidate me, or they get on here to give me empty words, but to do nothing. Anyone can share the information. Anyone. I needed help. Anybody who claimed that they helped me, they needed to speak up about it because the cops claimed they didn't exist. Shariah Windsor typed right. I don't even stand up for myself. I lost hope. And see, there's the problem. It's called cowardice. Like people who tell me that they're shy. Shariah, if you lost hope, you'd be dead already. That's the thing, is that people gave me false hope, and when they took it away, they didn't care what it did to me. None of the victims speak up for each other, except for me. Except for me. It's always up to me to speak up. All these people tell me they're shy, or they tell me that they lost hope, or whatever these reasons are. Really, when it comes down to it, it's fear. Shariah Windsor typed, I'm almost dead. All the more reason to speak up. All the more reason to speak up. I want you to type up the name Sarah Bacon. If you look up the name Sarah Bacon on my channel, you can listen to multiple conversations with her. I've got even more that are recorded that aren't on YouTube. They're on my computers that I can't even access because I don't have a place to go. I don't have a place to plug in. I don't have money to go fucking plug in someplace. I don't have a back to fucking move all of this shit. y'all got no idea. There is no safety at the library. At that church last week, when, or the week before last, I guess now, when he wanted to come up and threaten me at the church, and Gary come out the door, and what did he say? No fighting. I wasn't fighting. I just wanted to be left alone. By the way, that guy got beaten up last night by 3 people. That ain't right neither. Then I speak about how fucked up it is that I'm treated like I'm schizophrenic and I'm denied my rights as if I'm schizophrenic. And then schizophrenic people get on and pretend like I'm talking shit on schizophrenics. I'm not. It's just as wrong to rape somebody who's schizophrenic as it is to rape anybody else. Legally, it's even worse. But legally, they're going to get away with it because you're called mentally ill and nobody gives a shit. Nobody's going to speak up about the horrible things that these officers have done, or the horrible things that my predators have gotten away with it because these cops didn't want to do their jobs. Also, Shariah Windsor, as much as I hope that you'll speak out, I don't believe you will any more than I believe anybody else, because to this day nobody has. Nobody actually fights for my rights. They expect me to do it alone. They'll give me fuel. And that's exactly what it is. It's just fuel for the fire. Because when I say that these things happened and the witnesses don't come forward, they just want to argue. They can't tell the truth because they got their own problems. Well, that's a crock of shit. You know that I'm being fucking abused and you're making every excuse not to. No matter how fucked up your life is, no matter how fucked up your problems are, if someone comes to you for help and all they need you to do is tell the fucking truth, well, maybe you should, I don't know, fucking try that. If you've got the time to fucking argue with somebody on fucking Facebook or YouTube for days, weeks, months, or even years, then you, of course, have the ability to speak up. Shariah Windsor type people are afraid to speak. Exactly. And I have hundreds of people saying exactly that. That's the point. If anybody gave a shit, I have the fucking evidence. Come get it. Come and get it. I can't possibly process it all myself. I know people are afraid to speak. I'm afraid to speak, but I'm not a fucking coward. These predators continue to do what they do. You should write a book, Shariah. Lots of people tell me I should write a book. I should write a book. I should write a book. I can't take care of myself. I am constantly running around just trying to fucking keep myself fed, keep gas in my fucking vehicle. I can't take care of myself. I have no time and no place to write a book. How do you write a book when you are in a constant state of panic, when you are stuck in survival mode? Being victimized, and when you try to turn it in, you're treated like you're fucking crazy. Anybody can speak up. Anybody can share it. If you're schizophrenic, you can still share it. If you're delusional, you can still share it. If you got Tourette's syndrome, you can still share it. If you are autistic, you can still share it. You can still speak up about how wrong it is that we are treated this way. However, I don't have gas. I got nowhere to go. No matter where I go, I am going to be fucking victimized into fucking moving either by the police, by code enforcement, by fucking other hobos, or by fucking people who are just assholes because they hate the homeless. And then you add on the bullshit with Natalie Bollinger and all that has been taken from me as a result of it. Nobody should have to break the law, but Shariah Windsor, by not speaking up, you're forcing me to break the law. Every one of you who types at me, who listens to my story, who wants to tell me what to do, what to think, and what to feel, telling me what to do, write a book, right? You type that I'm brilliant, and thank you for that, but it doesn't stop the abuse. I'm the peanut gallery. Shariah Windsor typed, I'm just here to be a friend to a lonely, sad, and angry man who needs so much help. Well, that's the thing, is that a friend would speak up. A friend would not want their friend to be abused. They would want to put a stop to it. They would want their friend to have those resources back that were taken from them. That's the thing with Brandon Ratner and everybody before, after, and since. It's not that I don't love Brandon Ratner, it's that he didn't try to help me turn these things in, knowing that they were true. He didn't go to the places where I was slandered and say, hey, Sean's telling the truth. He didn't bother to look. He didn't understand the importance and still doesn't. Yes, I love him. Yes, I'm fucking still pissed at him. A lot of people get on my channel and they tell me about the abuse they're going through. Or they get a hold of me on Facebook and tell me about the abuse they're going through. And they want me to speak up. I have no place for cowards. Cowards get people killed because they're too shy to speak up. How many bodies is too many? How many bodies is too many? I want my life to end because not one of my loved ones showed that they loved me in return. They showed me that they're not my friends by allowing these predators to do this over and over and over again and giving me pretty words and excuses. Anyone can speak up, anyone. And here again, at least these questions are almost useful. None of it matters if I go by myself. Shariah Windsor typed, have you been to the media? I have tried going to the media. I have always had to go alone. Nobody has ever tried calling anyone to the media with me. Not once, ever. Nobody has ever tried going in to speak to the media with me. Not once, ever. I have always had to try to do it alone, and I have been blown off every single time. Every time. You're asking the right question, but the fact is I've explained this repeatedly. By myself does not work. Let's see, someone calling themselves Sarah typed, why they don't help you get your disability money back? Because they don't care. Because they don't care. This morning I was supposed to go in with a feller to get my disability stuff at the DHS taken care of, but nobody went in with me. The thing is that he was going to look at stuff this weekend, just like last week when Lewis and his wife were going to take a look at it, and none of them have. They all get into talking about themselves or doing their own thing. And then there's the part where people want to insinuate that I'm saying they're a bad person because of them not keeping their word. Well, let me tell you something. I went in with that guy, Casey, on Friday to get his phone taken care of. And of course, they weren't able to do it on Friday because the guy who does it wasn't there. So he was going to help me Saturday and Sunday. He didn't help me Saturday and didn't help me Sunday because he was trying to get his phone stuff taken care of. That's right, this free phone that you keep telling me about, even with all the paperwork that he's got, it still took 3 days. It took longer than that, but it took 3 days from the time that he told me about it. So all the time that he was going to help me, he didn't get to help me because he was trying to get his phone. Now, does that make him a bad person because he didn't keep his word? No, but it makes me so that I am having a severe panic attack. There's also the fact that he and I both got harassed by the parking enforcement lady for parking there. I can't park anywhere. There's nowhere for us to fucking live. Nowhere for us to live. Shariah Windsor typed, I've always been told how brave I am. I'm not a coward. I'm in fight or flight mode, just like you. I'm in fight or flight mode and I still speak out. Fight or flight mode has never stopped me from speaking out, ever. Fight or flight mode did not stop me from going all the way to rescue from Chapel, Nebraska to Cheyenne, Wyoming, Sydney, Nebraska to Cheyenne, Wyoming, not once but twice to rescue Desiree from a trap house. Not once. Not once has anyone been able to hurt me enough to make me shut up. In the jails, they sure fucking tried. Not the inmates, but the guards. Over and over again. How dare you tell on an officer of the law? Fight or flight mode doesn't stop me from trying. Fight or flight mode did not stop me from speaking up for Casey. Fight or flight mode did not stop me from sharing information about Derek Parrish when his mother passed away. Fight or flight mode, that didn't stop me from speaking up on multiple occasions here and in Hood River when people were being assaulted in front of me and nobody else said a goddamn thing. I can't function because, yes, I am in fight or flight mode. It prevents me from doing a lot. Being cut off from the resources to do those things to begin with puts me in a constant state of panic. The fact that everything is being taken from me and so much evidence is disappearing right now as we speak, but you're not going to do anything to preserve that evidence. When I found out that my little sister and my niece were threatened again, and this one was in person and directly to her, there ain't a demon in hell capable of shutting me up about it. Instead of me being allowed to show evidence and face my accusers, my predators got to speak for me. My predators. And you're going to come on here and peanut gallery the fuck out of me. Maybe you should go back through my videos and answer some of them questions yourselves. You can find the instances, the situations, and the peoples. The longer it goes on, though, the more I have to record, because the more crimes are going to be committed. And I do have to be afraid to go into the police alone. Fuck all of this. See, that's the point. People don't care about the truth. It's 2,000 questions. That's the game, isn't it? 2,000 questions. They wanted to tell me I needed to get a P.O. box. And then, of course, I was told I could do it through general mail. You know what? It doesn't matter how I do it. Without somebody there to help me with it, I get overwhelmed and I shut down. Because I know what happens if I have to do it alone. Nothing good. I have to continue to take the abuse. These officers in this town have repeatedly blown me off over abuse. And of course, done and said things that are against their training. Things that they know are instigation tactics. And fuck every one of you goddamn motherfuckers who didn't try to turn any of this in and still want to get on here and type at me like we're friends, like we're buddies, like we're pals. If you want to help, understand that sharing that evidence and speaking up, that's the only way you can help. Everything else is a temporary goddamn Band-Aid. When people get a hold of me and tell me about their abuse, I get on here and I speak up. It doesn't take me 6 years of making fucking excuses that I'm a pussy. There should be suicide booths in every city, in every jail, and every prison. And every citizen in this country should have the right to access to such a device. Imagine being the joggers that found Natalie Bollinger hunched over on all fours with her fucking brains blown out. You think they're ever going to be able to forget that? You're fucking pieces of shit for making me go through this instead of helping me. You're pieces of shit for getting involved but not getting involved. You're pieces of shit for typing at the peanut gallery and never fucking speaking out. I am for assisted suicide for a reason.